Alright folks, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel, it's good to see you. Day 6 for us in the French Open. As always, we're going to touch on each and every one of these matches for today. See if there's anything we like on the side as we go along. As always, if there's anything I'm going for personally, that will always be in the pinned comments. Make sure you go and have a look at that. Before we get started, like the video, get yourself subscribed to the channel if you're not. We can't believe we actually got to that 1.3k. That's unbelievable. That's absolutely unbelievable. We weren't even at 1.2 at the start of this tournament, so I'm very, very grateful for that. Continue to stay involved. I'd appreciate it if you did. Very well. How did we get on today? I'm still watching Jack Draper play Monfils. He is winning. It's in the 4th set now, so I'm nearly there. It's not done just yet. There's still work to be done there. But let me know, did you win? Did you lose? Did you come close? And now all that is out the way. We'll talk about these today. We've only got 8. Should be rather short and sweet. Couple of big favourites. You know, the big favourites, that's what they are. That's what they have been all week, and they will remain for a day or two. I'd say once we get out to the 3rd round, these odds more or less should neutralise themselves. So, you know, we'll hang in there for a day or two. We'll see what we can get once again. But first off, got Lorenzo Musetti, Mariano Navone. Played each other twice before. Musetti beat him in the Olympics last year, straight sets. And Navone beat him on the Challenger Tour last year, straight sets. I feel like Paris Olympics may have been the time. That may have been the turning point for Musetti. Somewhere around then. He's been playing fantastic since. You've got to give him that. I do think this will prove to be somewhat like the first kind of test for Musetti so far in the French Open. He's cruised past Yannick Hanfmann, Daniel Galán. Easy enough. We expected nothing less. Same with Navone, I thought he's looked good. But we all know how good he is anyway. He got past Binach 3-1 and then he made the Pelka look shit. Straight sets. You know, simple. You can't go against Musetti, can you? As we know, I do have him on and outright to get to the semis. We'll see. I'm not too sure. We'll see what happens. Anything can happen, obviously, but I fancy him to get that one done. I'd always fancy him, especially this version of Lorenzo Musetti. I think he can get past Mariano Navone. It won't be easy. I do think Navone will have a better go against him than what his previous 2 opponents did. But look, prior to this match, there's absolutely no reason whatsoever to think Musetti's going to lose this game. Like I said at the start, it may be a little bit tougher than the previous 2, but ultimately, I think the result remains the same. 1.12, 1.1. There you go. There you go. Like I said, I've already got him on and outright, so there's no point me taking this one. Either way, but I wish you the best of luck, however you take it, and we'll move on to Khachanov, Tommy Paul. Now look, like first things first, I think we're all aware of the injury of Tommy Paul, aren't we? He did say he's somewhat nursing an abdominal injury, so that does change things rather slightly. Before I knew that, I seen the odds, and I would have just taken Tommy Paul as a dog. If he was fully fit and good to go, I would have taken him as a dog. But he's not fully fit at all. So I don't know how much business I can do in this one. He did beat him a couple of weeks ago in Madrid, 2-1, that was on the clay. Then he beat him a few years ago on the hard court. I think in the current day, Tommy Paul on the day probably is better than Khachanov. I do genuinely think that. And that's not impersonal against Khachanov, he's really good too. He's such a sleeper on the day. You never really notice he's playing well until it's like the semi-finals and you go, oh shit. But he had a tough game against Sebastian Offner, 5 sets. Got himself a bit of revenge there. And then straight sets against Vukic, but prior to this tournament, nothing really to write home about. A Pelka, Borges, Pesaro, Nishikori. No, that was a walkover, well, a retirement. I think Tommy Paul's looked a lot better. I do. You know, he was fantastic in Rome. Even before that, you know, Fonseca in Madrid, Khachanov in Madrid, Batista Agut, Mahach, Alex de Minaur, Hubert Hurkacz. It's a lot better, isn't it? It is a lot better. It's such a shame, because I don't know how he's going to look, how is he going to hold up on the day. Is said injury going to get worse? Is it not as bad as what we're making out? I mean, he's going to turn up, isn't he? He's going to turn up regardless. I'd love to take him. Like I said, the play for me would be Tommy Paul on the money line, but that was before I knew what I know now. I couldn't take it. I couldn't say it. If you're aware of an injury, it's not wise to take these matches, and that's not me saying just fade him either. This is not a fade Tommy Paul spot whatsoever, because he may just have enough. He may just have enough to turn up and grind this out against Khachanov. I mean, Sebastian Hoffner nearly beat him again. Say Tommy Paul's beaten just as good, if not better, opponents the past couple of weeks than Khachanov. So, like I say, a slightly injured Tommy Paul, is that still enough to get this one done? Couldn't bet on it, could you? Couldn't bet on it. Khachanov for the set, 1.2. As a very, very steep parlay piece. I don't know, I'm reaching there. I wouldn't touch it. I say Tommy Paul's a better player in my opinion, but will he be the better player on the day? We shall see about that. And we've got Nuno Borges and Alexei Popyrin. This will be a tough one. It's a tough one to call, especially on the clay. We've seen this twice before. Both of them on the hard court. Both of them going to 3 sets as well. One apiece. Not seen each other since 2023. That was on the Challenger Tour. Like I always say, a lot has changed since then. You've got to give it to Nuno Borges for getting it done against Casper Ruud, although I'm not so sure how much we can take away from that victory, especially in the end. I mean, that wasn't very Casper Ruud-like, was it, to go out like that? Either way it stands, Nuno Borges will definitely be feeling himself after that. You'd 100% fancy yourself in the next one, especially against Popyrin. If you can get past Ruud in your mind, you're probably just as good enough going to get past Popyrin. Kirian Jacquet in the first round, barely got past him. Maybe he got lucky against Ruud. You let me know. Alexei Popyrin got it done against Nishioka in the first round. He was probably going to do him in straight sets, maybe. Nishioka pulled out of that. And then he got past Tabilo with relative ease, 7-5, 6-3, 6-4. Straight sets, easy as you like. Good. I'm happy. I'm happy Popyrin's found himself a bit of form. He needed to. I'm a little bit surprised it's come on the clay. But you'll take that, won't you? 2-6 on the hard court. He's now 8-5 on the clay. 8-6 on the clay for Nuno Borges. It is tough. It is a tough one. You're getting Popyrin around 1.8. Depending where you look, it's somewhat split down the middle. Over 3.5. Over 3.5 sets. I couldn't really see either one coming out and just dog walking the other. 1, 2, 3. Maybe not. I really can't. Nuno Borges loves to drop a set. He loves to drop a set. Sometimes it's like he just does it on purpose. But he always does it. He loves dropping sets. Popyrin, the way he's playing, will definitely fancy himself. Popyrin should get at least one. I think Nuno Borges should get at least one. I don't know. Statistically, I think we've got the slightly better tennis out of Popyrin so far the past couple of days, and I do mean slightly. He is a slight favourite. Maybe it's just a slight reason behind that. I probably would lean with Alexei Popyrin, but I don't know. Nuno Borges can be tricky. He can be tricky on the day. Probably a little bit more suited to the clay than the Australian as well, so maybe just approach that with a little bit of caution, and we'll crack on with Quinton Halys. Holger Rune, barely 1.2. Barely 1.2, massive favourite for Holger Rune. I do think he gets this one done. They played each other last year in Wimbledon. Such a close game. Very, very close game. That went to 5 sets on the grass. Holger Rune's been decent on the clay. 8-4, 4-5 for Quinton Halys. benefited from, the retirement of Thomas Mahatch in that first round. We knew that was going to happen. You can always call that, can't you, with that guy? And then pulled off the upset against Khachanov in the second. Fairly decent. Nice little dog win for Halys there. Got the crowd behind him. Seems to be somewhat inspired for this French Open. Happy days, happy days. He's going to have his work cut out for him with Holger Rune now, isn't he? Let's be real. Holger Rune, Batista Agut, 3-1. Emilio Nava, straight sets. Favourable. Pretty favourable draw, I'd say. But I don't think it'll mean much. You have to admit, Thomas Mahatch retired and that slightly banged up Thomas Mahatch and Khachanov. You have to assume you're going to get a lot more from Holger Rune over the opposite side of the net, as opposed to those two. I think if Halys can just serve well, maybe, just maybe, there's enough points in it. That'll be a big spread. There might be just enough points in that serve for him to cover that spread. It is really big. It's going to be around 8.5 once again. He could cover it. He could just pull off the upset against Holger Rune. Would you be surprised to see that? Probably not, right? Holger Rune tends to go a little bit deeper than this in the French Open round of 16 last year. Back-to-back quarter-finals the years before. As opposed to Quinton Halys, didn't even get through qualifying last year. Back-to-back first-round exits the years before. I would be going with Holger Rune if the odds weren't so steep. But they are, so I'm not. But I do think he wins that. Could trust in Halys to keep this one close. He's been playing alright. He looked decent against Khachanov, but looking decent against Khachanov and then being able to replicate the same game and have it work against Holger Rune. It's a bit few and far between, innit? So we'll leave that one there. I'll move on to Ben Shelton. I would say it was Gigante. This is a weird one. It's something that I don't like about this. I can't really identify what it is with this one. Excuse me. I think Shelton beats him. I wouldn't be too sure. He definitely benefited from the walkover against Hugo Gaston, but before that, he barely got past Sonego. 5 sets to get past Sonego. Gigante's been good. We have to admit it, don't we? He's been good. He flew through qualifying. Only dropped the 1 set in qualies. And then come to the main draw, he dropped 1 set, and that was against Tsitsipas. He got past Benjamin Hassan, and then made Tsitsipas look fucking stupid, didn't he? He did. 1 sec. I think he could beat Ben Shelton, I haven't paid that much attention to him, I'll be honest with you. I won't lie, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I've watched all the games. Well, all the Gigante games. I watched a bit of the Tsitsipas one, but he just keeps winning. And maybe he's a lot better than what I think he is. They're the same age. These are the same age. Gigante's went 13-5 on the clay this year, 7-4 for Ben Shelton. Getting Shelton around 1.6, and I don't know if I'm 1.6 confident. I don't. Much more rested, I'll give him that. But at that age, how much, I think for Gigante, it works more in his favour, I'd say, that he's managed to keep a bit of a rhythm. Not only that, getting that win against Tsitsipas as well. That's going to do massive things for your confidence, is it not? I think it would, for me, if I was him. I'd be thinking, if I can get past Tsitsipas like that, I can smoke this kid. Just the same. But will he? Ben Shelton's good, man, and he's tough. Plays a very different game to Tsitsipas as well. So I think it's going to be tough for Gigante to replicate what he did in the last match, but that's not saying he can't. 2.35. Probably a lot closer than what it would have been, let's say, pre the Tsitsipas win. So, I don't know. Maybe this could be a really close one. I think Gigante wins a set. If you can take 3 off Tsitsipas, you should be able to take 1 off Shelton. That's just a fact. But I don't know if I've got anything else for that. I don't think there's a clear-cut winner. Like I say, both the same age. Maybe they both kind of cancel each other out on the surface. I'm not too sure. It'll be interesting to see. Gigante for a set. I don't know. I don't think the odds will be good enough to take Shelton for a set. So over 3.5, something like that. You're gonna barely get past Sonigo. I mean, I imagine you'll struggle all the same against this kid, younger, in better form. We'll see. We shall see. We've got Hamad Medjedovic and Daniel Altmaier. This will be a good one. This will be a good. We've seen this one over in Marseille earlier on in the season, and it was a close game then over on the indoor hard court. That went the way of Medjedovic. 3 sets, quarterfinals. And I think this one will be exactly the same. Who's going to win this? I couldn't tell you. On the day, I would tend to back Medjedovic in a game of tennis against Daniel Altmaier, but with it being on the clay, that does change things quite a lot. Taylor Fritz in 4, Vic Capriva in 4. Daniel Altmaier's been putting in work this week. So is Medjedovic, yet to drop a set. Looked good against Kamil Masvidal. Couple of people writ him off against Cerundolo. I've seen a lot of Cerundolo plus the points, plus the 4.5s. Medjedovic put that one to bed. 6-3, 6-4, 7-5. Nice. He's good, man. He's strong. I think this is a complete contrast in styles. I really do. Look, with it being so close on the hard court, you'd definitely give Medjedovic the edge in that realm. With it being the clay, Daniel Altmaier definitely has a better chance at winning this one, especially with the form he's in. He should be super confident coming into this. Medjedovic is just tough. He's so tough. He serves so fucking hard. He hits that ball so well as well. There's not a lot you can do to return. Well, a lot to defend it, really, when it's firing. I think Altmaier's going to have enough to get this one done. I don't know. With it being a best of 5, I think it's safe to assume both of these should probably be good for a set each, even though Medjedovic hasn't really looked quite like dropping one this week. I mean, one tiebreaker against Masvidal. I don't know, man. He went 6-4 on the clay this year. Daniel Altmaier 12-7. Tough. 19-8 overall for Medjedovic. 22-19 for the German. You pay your money and you take your choice. Like I say, I don't think there's a clear-cut winner in that one by any means. On paper, you'd see the results and you'd say he who can beat Taylor Fritz the way he did should probably have enough to at least get one set against Hamad Medjedovic, but I don't know. I'm not paying much attention to that win against Taylor Fritz. Taylor Fritz looked crap. We've said that a few times. Vic Capriva, probably pretty much what we expected. I know everyone took Daniel Altmaier to beat him anyway, so quite a routine win. Tough. 1.5. I don't know. It's the ideal parlay piece if you just want to take Medjedovic and then something smaller as a double. You let me know. So as you've probably already found out, I have no idea what's going to happen in that. Absolutely no idea. Probably give Altmaier the edge with it being on the clay, but I definitely wouldn't be betting on him to win. And then we've got 2 more. Got Big Foe, Sebastian Korda. It's just not. This just ain't the one for me. Not at all. Played each other quite a bit over the years too. Head to head is 3 apiece. Played once on the clay. That went to Big Foe over in Portugal, 2022. Apart from that, Sebastian Korda's won the last 3. Last 2 of them have been in straight sets. One in the hard court, one on the grass. I think on the day, Sebastian Korda's probably a little bit better. Maybe just a little bit better than Francis Tiafoe. How that translates to the clay court, I'm not so sure, because Tiafoe, just like we predicted at the start of the week, as soon as you start, you lose faith in him, especially with me. I just lost all faith after that Batista de Gou match. I knew he was going to come into this with really decent odds as a favourite, and he'd just win. And he'd just win. I said it, didn't I? If you're going to take Big Foe, you take him early doors. Roman Safiullin, straight sets. Carreño Buster, straight sets. What are you going to do? What are you to do with this guy? Sebastian Korda's looked good too. Luciano Darderi, Jensen Brooksby. Yeah, fucking smoked Jensen Brooksby for the most part as well. Slight favourite. We have got two Americans going at it on the clay with each other. Neither one are very, very much suited to the surface. Both pretty much just, I'd say, as bad as one another, but you could probably say as good as one another as well. So I don't know. 11-9 on the season for Korda, 15-12. I think the odds are split right down the middle on this for a very good reason. It is what it is. Both of them to take a set. If someone's going to lose this in 3, who's it going to be? I couldn't tell you. I really, really couldn't tell you. Big Foe hasn't dropped one all week. Korda's dropped just the one to Luciano Darderi. Who's had the tougher draw? I don't know, I'll let you decide. This is more for the Americans, this one, and you'll have to tell me who is the more trustworthy American in this spot. Because I couldn't tell you. I obviously couldn't tell you. The odds are telling me that it's Sebastian Korda, only just slightly. But would I lean towards him? I don't know who would lean towards. I just lean towards that over 3.5 sets. I don't think it's as easy as 1, 2, 3 for either one. So I'd probably just roll with that. And then wrapping this shit up, we've got the Medjedovic. Carlos Alcaraz. 1.01 again. We've just had this with Jannik Sinner, haven't we? 1.01. What do you want me to say about this one? Pretty self-explanatory, right? They played each other once before, 5 years ago. Rather close game, 2-1 on the clay in Barcelona. But it's not 2020 anymore. In fact, it's 2025, believe it or not. Carlos Alcaraz is just one of the best players. I don't know. He could currently be the best player. I mean, rankings aside, I know he's only the number 2. I say only number 2, but I'd say Alcaraz has most definitely played like the number 1. I say that, maybe it's not too fair. We've hardly seen Jannik Sinner, but for fairly decent reasons. But we've seen him play Sinner, didn't we? Not that long ago. And he just wiped the floor with him, so I don't even, that's just irrelevant. I was just going off on a tangent there. He is playing Medjedovic. Did say he could probably get that one done, pull off the upset against Giovanni and Pecci Pericard, and he done exactly that. Just can't go against Alcaraz. You just can't. I've still got him on the outright. I'm expecting him to get to the final, I think. If he gets to the final, he probably wins it. I think Alcaraz is good for this tournament. Was he the favourite going in? He should have been. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure he was, and rightly so if he was. Yeah, he's just in one hell of a run of form, and as always, he's went 17-1 on the clay. There's no way it ends up being 17-2 today. That spread is massive, as it's always going to be. Probably covers it. I wouldn't be going anywhere near the Medjedovic today. I feel like he's done well to get past his first 2 games, but unfortunately, your time is up. Your time is now. But yeah, Alcaraz all day, every day of the week. That one picks itself, and that's going to do us, folks. Nice one, as always. I appreciate you stopping by and spending a bit of time. It means a lot to me. Appreciate each and every one of you that's subscribed, not only over the past few weeks, but just in general. I see you. It's good to have you. Right then, I'll be saying good night to you. You take it easy, yeah? You take care of yourselves. You take care of one another. Let me know what you're going for. best bets, all that stuff. Have a look at the pinned comments, see what I'm going for. If there's anything there, if it's pinned, it's pinned. If it's not, it's not. But I'll see you later, yeah? Enjoy the matches. Let's go get that cash. Have yourself a good day, and I'll see you tomorrow.